This is just to inform everyone that this session will be recorded for your consumption after this session. So in case you want to make reference or just listen to the session again, you would have the recording available. As I was saying rather, ensure that the room that you're in is properly lit and the surfaces are clean. Do not join this call while driving, even if you're using a hands-free device. You either stop and join the call and continue driving, or you don't just be part of the call until you get to your destination. Ensure that you can hear the fire alarm above your headset if you're using a headset like I am. Once again, welcome to November's edition of Lunch with SPE. So without further ado, I will make welcome our membership. Okay, I'll quickly take us through the agenda. So we have started with the safety briefing, after which we would have the opening remarks by our membership chairperson, and we introduce our speaker, after which we'll take a deep dive into an insightful, wonderful session where we'll be looking at her personal journey with SPE. Then we'll take photographs and the closing remarks, and we can all go and have our lunch. As usual, it's lunch with SPE. Although it's a virtual session, if you have your lunch beside you, feel free, get a cup of coffee, get a cup of tea or juice, relax and enjoy the session. Okay, so we're quickly going to invite our membership chairperson to take the opening remarks. Hello, sir. Can you hear us? He was on the call, but apparently he just dropped off the call. I would hand over to our YP chairperson to take the opening remark on behalf of the membership chair.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Please confirm you can hear me, so I'm not talking to myself.
We can hear you, sir.
Okay, so my name is Justice. I'm the YP chair, Takot section, Justice Video. So I'll be standing in for the membership chair for the section for this opening remarks. So it's very important that okay, he's back on the call. So should he continue? Emmanuela.
I think he's.
Engineer Mene, are you back? He's back on the call. Engineer Mene, are you back?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Okay. I'm sorry. The network knocked me off. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
Everyone. Okay, good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon, our speaker, our council vice chair. It's happy to be my mother in SPE. Now you're welcome specially. I want to especially welcome everyone to this November edition of Launch with SPE program. This program is organized by the young professional and the membership team, which we work together to ensure that we come up with this program to put our members on the right track to know what SP is all about. I want to especially also welcome every one of you as this program go on. We'll be here behind with our speaker to take your questions and also take some of your response as members. So the purpose of this program is for our members to know what SP is all about and also know the benefit that SP stands for, to educate them, also to do a proper follow-up with them. So I especially welcome you to this November edition. As you listen to our deliberation, we here to take your questions and also answer you. Thank you and enjoy your staying and enjoy the program as we proceed for the program. Thank you so much. You are welcome.
Thank you very much, sir. So I'll quickly share my video because I think it's time to get down to business. Confirm you can see me. All right. So I will introduce our speaker. I'm sure she's not a stranger to all of us that have been members of SPE, because I understand that there are some people that will be joining this call that are new to SPE. So Simeon, if you don't mind, can you quickly display our speaker's bio? Okay, Amina Mohammed Dam Madami, a chemical engineer with the Nigerian Midstream Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, has over 2 decades of cognate experience in banking and engineering design, technical reviews, policy formulation, advocacy, program implementation, project management, monitoring, regulation, and evaluation. She started her career as a banker, having worked in all sections, particularly risk analysis. She moved to DPRO and then the then regulatory arm of the Nigerian petroleum sector. She is the first female vice council chair, of the Nigerian Society of Petroleum Engineers, Nigerian Council. She is also a member of the Nigerian Society of Chemical Engineers. She's a member of the Nigerian Society of Engineers and the Council for Council for Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria. And finally, she is a member of the Nigerian Association for Energy Economics. She's passionate about evidence-based regulation. She loves solving puzzles and she's actively involved in charity. She's a member of Victims of Violence Foundation in Abuja and she's married with children. Thank you very much, Ma, once again for accepting our invitation and gracing us with your presence.
You're most welcome and thank you for having me.
All right. Okay, I know that we have read your bio and it is quite an impressive bio, to be honest, moving from banking to the oil and gas sector. I'm sure you have a wide range of experience and it's something that is exciting to note because I know a lot of engineers that after school they'll go to work in the bank and transitioning from that sector to this sector. So we want to hear from the horse's mouth. Can you tell us about yourself, your background, your family, your affiliation, just a little bit about yourself as a young engineer, since we are talking to the young professionals?
Okay. Thank you for that question. As has been said already, my name is Amina Mohammed Amadami. Where do I start from? My family, I come from a very large family, as in my nuclear family is like a total size of about 30, 31. That's my nuclear family. And then I'm married. I have 4 children, 4 boys. I went to primary school in Lagos, Command Children's School, Victoria Island. And then I went to Federal Government Girls College, Bauchi, so I'm a Yusosan. I'm sure your generation don't know much about that, but I mean, Yusosans, find out about Yusosans, who Yusosans are. And then I went to Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, for my Bachelor in Engineering degree in Chemical Engineering. And even that is a story on its own because I actually went into engineering by chance, not by design, but I'm really loving it and I'm really thankful to God that I'm there. I actually wanted to be a doctor, a medical doctor, like all parents. My parents were really pushing. I had to be a doctor, more so being a female. And with the kind of background I come from, the culture, they really needed someone to be a doctor so that you can, look out for the women. Unfortunately, nature had it different. By the time I went to Zaria, and by the way, I'm also part of the guinea pigs. They changed from the the GCE to 6334. So we lost a year as a result of that. We couldn't do JAMB the normal time. It was moved to the following year. So I had to do like remedial studies at that point while waiting to do my JAMB. So it was at that point I changed from medicine to chemical engineering, because every day I used to pass by the chemical engineering department to go for classes and all of that. So then after that, I went to Robert Gordon University for a master's in oil and gas engineering, and then came back home, did another master's in petroleum economics at University of Port Harcourt, but in the Abuja campus. And then I'm back again in school doing a PhD in chemical process and energy engineering at Robert Gordon. I'm rounding up. So I think that about sums up my education and me, I think.
That's extremely fantastic to see you still ardently pursuing the academics and knowledge. To be honest, I'm sure some people would agree with me. Reading after school can be quite daunting. So it's
It is,
amazing to
I
see
tell you.
to see someone that is done with school and still studying and trying to improve herself. I'm inspired. So we know that you are the Nigerian Council Vice Chairperson or the Vice Council Chair. Yeah. So we want to know, like, how did it begin with SP? First of all, how long have you been an SP member?
Okay, I joined SPE in 2005.
Wow.
So that will be about 18 years, if my maths is still good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 18 years. So how did you join SPE? What prompted you to join SPE?
The principles, and funny enough, I didn't even know about SPE when I was in Nigeria. It was when I went for my master's in UK that I was introduced to SPE. And I joined as a student member in SPE, in Robert Gordon University. So I was attending all the programs, in school. And the principles and the values of SPE really aligned and resonate with my own personal principles and values. And it sort of ticks all the boxes for me, because it's like me, I call SPE my one-stop shop for everything in life. Your professional development, your personal development, you can find it all in SPE. Because I'm a very private person in one way, and I'm very, outgoing too on another way. So it sort of gives me that good balance. And I can be sort of serious in some regard and very playful in some way. So I get that mix of, a good balance in SPE, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful, ma. So how has your experience been being a female? How has your experience been being a female leader in SP? Let's begin with SP. We know that you are we know that you're a leader in SP. So how has it been being a leader and a female leader in SP?
Like everything in life, everything has its own positives. Would I call it positive, or everything comes with its challenges and its opportunities. So being a female leader is nothing different, it's everybody faces challenges, but peculiar to their own. Like I am female, so yeah, of course I'll have my own feminine challenges, and most of it is like stereotypes. There's always this stereotype about this is being women can do this, women cannot do this, especially when you come from, you know how our societies can be. In fact, even the Western, everywhere there are those stereotypes, but it just depends on context. For our own context, is usually a woman can do this, a woman cannot do that. More so, particularly for me, a northerner, we're even more what do I call it, conservative. So yeah, it hasn't been very easy, breaking the stereotypes. But when you have support, like family support, your spouse, it's very important. So that really helps in overcoming a lot of those challenges and breaking those stereotypes. And then being open as well and being your authentic self. You know, people see you for who you are and they like come to accept you as you are. So yeah, and then being helpful. And so before you know it, you know, you're like influencing and like people sort of align. And I think at a point the line blurs, they forget that you're female or male, they just see you as you. And then, of course, family, work-life balance and all, you know, it's tougher for a woman. It's easy for the man to just like, okay, I'm traveling, and he just packs his bag and he's off. But for the woman, you have to think about, is there food in the house? Is there, where will the kids be? What's going to happen to the house? Who is going to clean? You know, there's all of that. So you have to put all of, but then even men have their own peculiar challenges. So navigating all of those challenges as you know, has been very instrumental to achieving some of the things that I have achieved. So, but most importantly, having an open mind and, you know, being your authentic self really helps to navigate all that. Then in terms of you said about SPE, right?
Yeah.
So once you have that support, the family support, you know, the network, the pipeline of support around you, you know, you can just fly, you know. I've been lucky to have family support. Like in the beginning, when I was still in my kids were still very small, I remember sometimes my sister will come with me with the baby for SPE. She stays in the hotel with the baby, and then I go for my program, rush back, you know, like that. So it's been, and then in the evenings, she can come with my son, and then we play around in the evening while I attend AGM or attend this, you know. So it's always been like that. You have friends who are very supportive, who come with you for programs, your spouse, you know. So all of that, it has really been very helpful. So, and SPE also makes it easy because as my kids were growing, there's family programs, so I can drop them off and then go and attend to some of my programs. So it has been an amazing journey, and I've really enjoyed, and I still do enjoy SPE because it ticks all the boxes for me, like I always say.
Yeah. So for those of us that are not SP members and we're on this call, you can see that SP is family oriented. So it's not just about the technical bits, there's also that part where SP cares.
Yeah.
And my two things that you said from your answer that spoke to me or jumped at me was being your authentic self, right? And also seeking support. It's good to know that. It's good to acknowledge when someone, you know, is vulnerable to say, yes, you can't do everything. You need support. And don't be proud, don't be shy to ask for help when you need it. So it's something that resonates with me. And from what you have said, I can see that you have made quite the sacrifice for being, you know, being a member of SP. It hasn't been a straightforward journey. I mean, coming to the place with your small child and all, you could be sleeping, you could be doing your 9 to 5 or whatever, but you made that sacrifice. So I want to know, how has SP contributed to your growth career-wise?
A whole lot. Because a lot of the skills I learned from volunteering for SPE helped me to also carry out my job better. You know, I learned how to do things better, courtesy of, you know, the work we do at SPE. Public speaking was another thing. At a point in my life, like in secondary school, I was in press club, so we used to read news every Monday mornings. So I grew to become the secretary of even press club in school. So I was very vocal. I was always doing fashion parade and all of that. But then life happened to me. After a while, I became something else. I couldn't speak in public anymore. You know, I sort of, you know, life happened. So it took me a while, you know, to gradually come out. And SPE actually really accelerated that, because volunteering for SPE meant that I had to speak, you know, during programs or even during meetings, planning meetings and all of that. So it sort of brought me out, and people were always, you know, guiding you on, supporting you and everything. So it made you feel more comfortable and relaxed, and you're able to. So, and that also translated to my work, because it meant that I could easily speak again. and, pass the information. And then sometimes through brainstorming, SPE, we're trying to organize a program. What are the trending things? Where is the industry going? By the time I come for meeting in the office, I'm shining now because 10 people have already said things. So I'm getting points from 10 people to add to my own. And then I'll shine in the office now, So things like that. Some people actually even were telling my bosses at one point that me, I'm always doing SPE work. I don't even have time for office and everything. And my boss keeps telling them that, in fact, he has been encouraging me to make people join SPE because he has never given me a target that I have missed. And then my work has always been above expectation. So please, if SPE is the reason for this, then he will encourage. In fact, I'm mentoring his daughter as we speak. My boy, he's retired now from the office. So that's how good SPE is. And that's how, but SPE also, it's personal. So it depends on what you make of it. If you're passionate about it and you go all out, you get the most of it. But if you're just, you just pay your dues and you just attend and everything, and you don't make that effort, you may not really get the value of your membership. It's what you make of it. But truly, it has been very good for my professional development, attending technical sessions, writing papers. Writing is not very easy. So by the time you start writing technical papers, and then I even joined, the technical paper committee where we even review papers. So that also helps you sort of know where the industry is going, and as a regulator, we need to be on top of things. In short, we should have more knowledge than the people we regulate so that we can guide them, because it's not all about policing and putting people to order. It's more about guiding them and helping them to grow. So, being a member of SPE has really supported me in that. And even trying to broker like meetings between regulator, industry, so I always find myself like I'm in between. So it's easy for me. I have access to regulators. I have access to industry. So it's very easy for me to bring them together when there are some issues for discussion, even when you have like sort of problems, it's easier to resolve. I'm a familiar face to them. They trust me. We're SPE. And then, of course, I'm a regulator. My office, they trust. So it's been a win-win all the way.
Oh, that's fantastic, Ma. So on the call is just about lunchtime, but we have over 30 people on the call, and the chat box, in case you're not seeing it, is buzzing. There are different comments. People are very well enjoying this session. So for our audience, if you have a question for Engineer Amina, you can drop your question. Simeon, please click on next. You can drop your question.
But there's one person that shouldn't ask me any question in this group. Ngozi Okonko. I've seen your comments. Don't ask me any question and don't say anything.
So if you have a question, you can drop your question in the chat box. You see, Engineer Amina is very open and she's willing to share her experience, like the team says, personal journey with SP. So I can see that eagerness to pour out what she has for us. So my next question is, you said you were exceeding targets in the office. Your job was not slacking. I have heard comments. I think I've even said it myself that being in SP is a full-time job. It's not easy. So I'm now curious to know, how is it that you're very active in SPE, your family is not suffering, and as job you are a high flyer? How can you manage all that? In case for those of us on the call that really want to know how we'd be able to manage our multifaceted life.
I wish I could attribute all of that to myself, so that I feel like a G. But unfortunately, it's not me, I'll just say it's God, it's providence, God just placed me right, placed me at the right family, and brought all the people that I need around me and all of that. And then gave me the wisdom to discern, and make use of the resources he put at my disposal. I think that's so it's not just me. I think my part is okay for using that God-given wisdom that he, to identify. There's this my prayer that I like. I can't remember the serenity prayer. Is it the serenity prayer they call it? God give me the wisdom to know the things that I can change, to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I'm mixing it all up. But basically what it means is knowing your limitations. Okay, these are what I can do. This is what I can't do. This is what I need somebody to help me with. I never ever question, I never think that I know it all. And even from my children, I learn. If I don't know something, I ask them, so what do you think of this? And then I learn from that. So I learn from everywhere. One of the key things is being a lifelong learner. You learn from everyone, and then know your limits. I can do this, I can't do this. And then know that you need to delegate. There are some things that someone else can help you do. So you do it. Just find out, it's all about the 80-20 rule. You do 80% of you get 80% of your result in 20% of the time. So identify where that 80% is and where that 20% is, and dedicate all your focus on it, and you'll succeed. It's about balance also, and then another thing is relationship. That is one thing. I think it's all about relationship with God, with parents, with friends, with family, with everything. Look at Ngozi now. I'm sure she's very busy, but she's here. We're secondary school mates with her. And that's the kind of support. During my tenure as a section chair, my classmates, 2 of them were all part of the board, SPE Abuja board. They were not they've always been active, avid SPE members. But in fact, the action that I saw during that, even me, I didn't know they had that capacity. So that we delivered, until I succeeded. And they were not expecting they just wanted us to succeed because it was teamwork. Then family, my mom always is there to take care of my children for me. If I have to travel, she's there. If my husband, in fact, his own self, I don't even know how to, because this my PhD I'm doing, he helps me to do research, and God has given him that talent to do research. And then if you're looking for anything, he will find it for you. He knows, maybe because he has been a lecturer for a long time, so he knows how to find things. So all he finds me resources, papers, all. In fact, incidentally, he was even the one that found Professor Eledare for me in 2005 when I was doing my master's, because I did something on I needed some economic aspects in his Google search and all the searches he did. And today, he's our mentor, as in me, him, and our children. So he's not only mentoring, he's mentoring, and see SPE again, because we always meet every year during NAIS conference. So it's all together. But it all depends on your attitude is very key. And then your resilience is key. And then your ability to know your limits and your do's, what you can do, what you cannot do, what you can achieve. Know your limitations and know when to ask for help. Not take advantage of people. When you can't do something, do it. And also be willing to give back. It should be a give and take, not take all the time. So I think those are the key things I would say that helps me to achieve what I have achieved.
Extremely insightful session, to be honest. And of course, the importance of having a supportive partner. Quickly, I noticed that we have some of our board members on the call, and to observe due protocols, I'll just in a minute, I'll quickly recognize their presence, if you don't mind, Ma. So we have our section chairperson, Madam Ngozi, she's on the call. We also have our section director, Alaji Othman. I can see Madam Tombari Duruzo, Emeka Duruzo, she's also a board member. She's on the call. I can see Engineer Mene. He was one that took the opening remarks. He is the membership chairperson for section 103. And there's also Engineer Wonodi Wosu. He is the assistant communications person. I see Pauline Wamaka. She is the communications chair for SP section 103. There's Ella Muzan and I can see our IPC. You're welcome, sir, in the person of Daniel Abia. I can also see Madam Adobe Wosu Anile, and of course, Justice, our YP chairperson. So thank you very much to our board members for joining this call. We appreciate your presence. Okay, quickly back to our session. I know that we have been talking about your experience in SPE. So I want to ask Ma, in one word, just one word, how would you describe your experience as an SPE member?
Enriching.
Ma?
Enriching.
Oh, fantastic. I wouldn't I wouldn't have thought of that. It's amazing.
Enriching, yes.
Yeah, and I think it's quite similar to what I would say, although that word would not have come to mind. But actually, my own experience with SPE has been enriching, both career-wise and personally. Okay, so I would want to also ask, how can professionals, both young professionals and senior professionals, because at the end of the day, networking is important for the old, the middle-aged, and the younger people. How can they network, leverage on the networks in SPE?
Yeah. So building a network is a gradual process, you know. So you need to be patient and you need to be consistent in your efforts. And it involves a combination of being strategic, you know, embracing some strategic approaches, having genuine interactions, and a commitment to that continuous relationship. So how do you approach them? How do you meet them? Of course, by attending industry events, attending, you know, joining SPE, you know, because it gives you that what do I call it? You know, it gives you that opportunity to meet people, you know, a lot of people in one place. So you, by participating, by volunteering, by, you know, so you get to meet people at a very informal sort of setting, and where everyone is relaxed and you can actually approach people. But you have to be very genuine as well, you know, and authentic. Bring your authentic self, and you should contribute to discussions. You know, maybe there's a discussion going on, so people will even notice you and see that this person has something to bring to the table. You know, things about one thing is you need to be consistent and you need to be patient, and a gradual process. It's not something that just happens today. You know, you have to be consistent. So, and you can utilize online platforms as well, like through LinkedIn. You can link up with some people in case you're not able to maybe attend programs or something. Even on LinkedIn, you can meet people and actually have, you know, fantastic relationships, even online. You've never seen them before. Like there's someone I follow on LinkedIn. She's into CVs and employment and all of that. She's in US, one Robin or something like that. You know, she has this, she only does CVs for, you know, like C5 people. And also I know I can never ever afford her, but somehow she has my time. I reach out to her, we talk, you know, we chat, we message. Funny enough, we even love the same movie. There's a movie, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, because she's Greek, you know, so we talk about that. So she's a network, and I ask her things and she answers me and all of that. So you can do that, but it's a gradual thing. So don't expect it to be, sometimes maybe you send a message and the person doesn't respond immediately. Just be patient, send another message after some time, but don't be in a hurry. That's why patience is very important, because you have to also understand that the person has a life, the person has other things to do, and you don't know what is going on in that person's life at that moment. So you have to give the person the benefit of the doubt always. Send a message, be very polite, and be straight to the point. Don't be, you know, dilly-dallying. Just go straight to the point. This is it, you know. So most times I'll tell you that innately everyone is good. It's just situations or circumstances that make some people to seem like they're bad, because I don't think anyone is bad. or situations can make somebody do something that might look like, because it's even actually context. Of course, there are some things that everyone, globally, everyone agrees that, okay, this is good, this is bad. But then, I mean, some other things are just contextual. So you have to always give benefit of the doubt. You always have to, reach out, be very direct and focused, and this is it. And for the most part, people will be happy and honored to actually engage with you, because much as senior members, they also like most of my mentors, sometimes I get surprised. They're actually honored, they're happy to mentor you. When I reach out to them, please, I want you to, of course, I'll be happy to, gladly. But just make sure you give them time and respect their time, and respect that they also have a life. So you don't like go all in and, and then of course keep it professional, because there must be a clear distinction between this is a professional thing and this is personal. So there are some personal things, sometimes after a while, the relationship transcends to be personal, but you have to take it slowly, and you have to follow the guide of your mentor to know, okay, how far does the person want to go? And then you take it from there. So, but I know that most senior members want to mentor younger ones.
Thank you very much, Ma. So quickly, we also have a section director on the call. I quickly acknowledge his presence. Engineer Lawrence Osakwe. He was the section chair in 2005, and also the NICE conference chairperson in 2006.
Wow.
We're happy to have you here, sir. Okay, Ma, you talked about, good thing you touched on my next question. So you talked about mentorship. So we want to know, do you have mentors in SPE, and do you also have mentees? I'm sure you do. But do you also have mentees in SPE too?
Yeah, I do have a lot of mentors, for almost every aspect of my life. I've had a mentor, not only SPE. Having mentors is very important for somebody's development, because you can't know it all. And it's easier to learn from someone who has already been there before, so you're starting from here, and then you need to just move up. And mentors, like parents, want you to be better than them. So they will always guide you, as in, okay, I made this mistake, I should have done this, I should have done that, do this, do that, do that. So having mentors is very, very important. Yes, I have a lot of mentors, a lot, too many, because, okay, I have Professor Ileda. I don't even know who to call. I have Professor Ileda, I have Chikeze Onwosu, Professor Chuku. In fact, I don't even know who to call, because over time we've like become almost like family with some of them. Some of them, Joe Nwakwe, most of all the council chairs are actually my mentors. And I actually forgot to give you people council chairs. In my excitement, I wanted to start by giving you people the council chairs message. Engineer Salahuddin Tahir, he sends his greetings, and he says that I should assure you guys of his continuous support, and that you should please maintain your memberships, and that you should spread the gospel. Let me use his exact words: spread the gospel and get more members for SPE. Yeah, so that's from Engineer Salahuddin Tahir. Yeah, so he's also a mentor. So I have a lot of mentors. I have mentors who are younger than me, mentors who are older than me, mentors from left, right, 360 degrees, everywhere. Once I know that there's something to learn from someone, I ask you, can I mentor you? How can you say I should mentor you? You should be my mentor. I say, okay, let us do reverse mentoring, so yeah. And it always works, because there's something to learn from everyone.
Yeah, extremely striking. The fact that, that willingness to always learn from everybody, from every experience,
Yeah.
is, for myself, is a take home. And I know that it's a take home for most people from the comments I'm seeing on the chat box. Thank you very much, Ma, for your time here with us. Quickly, if you have any question you would want to ask our Vice Council Chair, you can, because I'm not seeing any question on the chats, or in case I missed your question, you can just raise your hand and we'll take 2 questions and move on. I'm sure when you heard that we're going to be hosting her today, there were so many thoughts going through your mind, so many questions that you would have wanted to ask her. So this is the perfect opportunity to ask. Okay, as you're waiting for questions, I'll just be reading some of the comments. And Pauline says there is something to learn from everyone. Of course, there's something to learn from everyone. Engineer Isioma is appreciating you for sharing your experience with us. And I know that he's speaking for all of us as a section. Dare wants Dare is saying that he's open to being your mentee. And
he's most welcome.
yeah, so other comments thanking you for sharing your experience with us. So since we don't have any question on the call, nobody's asking any question, we're going to go to the next segment of the session, which
I've seen that somebody, okay. Wait, was it you that wrote, I don't really understand what SPE is and represents in the oil and gas industry?
No, it's not me. I think there's someone that has a name quite similar to myself.
Okay.
Emmanuel Agbo.
Okay.
Yeah, disclaimer, I don't know him, but I hope to meet him after the session.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can respond to that question.
Yeah. So what does SPE represent? Yeah. So SPE is a not-for-profit organization that brings together professionals in the oil and gas industry and related industries. So it's not energy industry in general. So it like brings together professionals who have passion and interest in progressing the oil and gas and energy industry. So the main mission of SP is actually knowledge sharing and knowledge dissemination, which we do through, technical sessions, workshops, conferences, and the like, and we have, I think, the best repository of database for technical papers in the world, if I must say, One Petro. Because if you Google anything oil and gas energy, chances are 80% of the papers are going to be from One Petro. So yeah, so it's basically a knowledge sharing, knowledge dissemination kind of organization, and is the largest in the world for oil and gas and energy.
Wow, I'm really
You can
proud.
go to the website, SPE website, to find out more. There's a lot you can get from it. There's the SPE community, there's SPE, distinguished lectures, which they upload up there. You can join any community, throw a question out there, and someone from anywhere in the world can respond to your question. And it's a very powerful organization, and there's a lot you can learn. Make the most of your membership.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm very proud to be a member of SPE.
Yeah.
Given that explanation, I'm double proud to be a member of SPE. So we have, I think this should be our last question from Franklin. He says, what is your main drive to stay consistent in SPE, and how do you handle career politics in SPE hitherto?
Okay. What's your main drive? Main drive because it aligns with my own values, my principles, what I want in life. I always want to learn. I always want to learn. I like networking, and I don't know how to explain. It's not like I like being valued, and SPE gives you that value. You work and you're recognized for your work, and it gives you also the opportunity to give back to community through ALPs, through Growing Energy for Me programs, all those charity things you do. It's all there in SPE, and it gives you the platform to be able to do that. Like recently, we've been doing some tree planting in Abuja section, a very laudable initiative. And a lot of people are keying in I'll even use this to tell you another opportunity you get from SPE. So because of that tree planting, there's a platform I belong to, and one big man that happened to be on the platform that I didn't know was on the platform was celebrating his birthday. So someone posted it. So I reached out to the person. I said, why don't you encourage XYZ to come and plant a tree for his birthday? And the guy, that's very nice and everything. And he said, he told the man, and the man was very happy, that it aligns with his own values and all of that. So I talked to the SPE section, Abuja section, and they organized it. And they went. By the time they went, then of course, surprise, his people decided to make it into a very big party. So the tree planting turned out to be a very big party at the end of the day, So look at how it ticked a lot of boxes. It gave opportunity for networking. We planted more trees because he came with a lot of people who planted a lot of trees. In fact, that space, AUST gave us a garden space. That space is full. We're looking for, and during that program, somebody from Bayes University said they were going to give us space too in Bayes to come and do up another SPE garden. So this kind of things will give you joy. So how won't I continue with, look at the ripple effect of just one singular action that has, so this is one, practical reason why it keeps me consistent in SPE. Apart from the fact that I have access to technical journals, it gives me the opportunity to travel for conferences and all of that legitimately, and all. So yeah. So in terms of career politics and SPE politics, I don't really know what politics means because it's context. Some people give it a negative connotation, but politics is all about decision making, if you ask me, and choices, making choices. For example, so everywhere, everybody wants to win, as in you have this idea or you want this or something. So is the, what do I say? It's one novel that is like blocking my head, but it's about, okay, whose interest surpasses. So it's about, talking to people, communication is key, talking to people, making people understand that, look, me, I don't, this is the reason why I'm doing this. This is my own value system. This is what I hope we'll achieve. And this is how it's going to be a win-win for everyone. It's not just about me, it's about everyone. So I think once you bring your authentic self and, lay it out, I don't think, once you build that trust and build that open communication, I think everything else falls in place, in my opinion. So I don't think I've really experienced any like critical, and for SPE politics, there's no politics because people nominate you. So you don't even go for stuff or something. And we all have the same value system. All of us we are SPE. We want what is best for SPE. We want to do this, so it's pretty easy with open communication and authenticity.
All right. Thank you very much, Ma. So we're just going to move on to the next segment of this session. We have a little game to play with our... Yeah, we won't be able to take any more questions.
Okay, that's fine.
Hello. Okay. So we're going to the next segment where we would get to know our speaker better. So it's called rapid fire. We're going to ask her as much questions as we can ask her in a minute.
Wait, Emanuela, I think I saw Ila putting up her hand. I don't know if you're okay with.
Okay, sure.
No, she didn't have this. I guess we're running out of time, but you had already touched on it. But I just wanted to emphasize on that point that you mentioned. And thanks for mentioning. So you mentioned consistency and patience. And the previous speaker also asked regarding how you can maintain consistency. Just wanted to add that I think sometimes people come with different expectations into SPE. And when the expectations are not met, they sort of fall behind. And which touched on the point on consistency. So how do you then, even if your expectations are not met immediately, how do you still stay consistent.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for that perspective. And then there's someone who asked, as an SPE member, a graduate, I guess she meant a graduate member, what is the benefit for a corper joining SPE? I think if I understand this question, like what's the benefit of a corper joining? I think the benefits are enormous because it gives you a platform to showcase yourself. You can volunteer and people see the skills you have. And because sometimes people just do head hunting. Some employers actually attend programs so that they can head hunt. So you're showcasing yourself without knowing it. So people see you and you just may get job offers from there. You're learning skills that you can add to your CV. And being a member of such an organization is actually good on your CV because it shows seriousness, it shows passion, it shows commitment. So the benefits are enormous. You can read up more on the SPE website, the benefits and skills you can learn. I think there's a matrix or something they did about jobs and stuff like that. So Emanuela, sorry about that. Let's continue.
Yeah, although I think Ella was trying to ask about in case you have expectations and you join SPE and the expectations are not met, how do you manage that?
Oh, was that a question? Okay, I thought she added perspective to
Yeah, she also
to that.
added a question too.
Okay, that if you have expectations and the expectations are not being met, how do you handle it? You should speak out. Well, for me, I would say, okay, first of all, you have to ask yourself, what are these expectations? Because SPE is a professional organization. So, and the tools are there, all out there. So it's not for you to be babied or something. So if you want to volunteer or you want to participate or there are some certain skills or something you want to learn, you should reach out. Reach out. We're looking for volunteers up and down. We're looking for people who want to help. We're looking, so I'm sure somebody can accommodate you somewhere. And then, of course, your own expectations too have to be reasonable and professional in line with organizational stuff, So because if you want, depending on what you want, that determines which organizations you join. So for SPE, you're joining for the professionalism, you're joining to gain knowledge, to share knowledge. The gaining knowledge is you can give, you can take, and all of that. To give in, to volunteer, to do all that. And in return, you get recognized. You get certificate. They give you certificate. I love SPE for that. They give you certificates. In fact, the first episode, I saw a letter in my office that SPE had written. This was before they even put it on your profile where you could print it yourself. That time when we first joined, earlier, they sent the letters directly to your office. You only get notified. Your office HR will send you a message that they've received this letter from SPE and congratulate you. So things like that. There's always value in SPE. So, but you should reach out and speak out as well so that we know clearly what your expectations are.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma. So we'll move on to the next segment. So it's a small game we want to play with our speaker to get to know her better and just sort of relax because we've been hearing a lot. So it's time to go to another dimension of the Q&A. So Ma, you already know the rule of the game. So we'll ask you as many questions as we can in a minute and fast, rapid fire, just answer the question that comes to mind. Okay, so I will quickly start. Simeon, can we set the timer? Let me ask the question that you start. Please start again. Let me ask the first question. All right. Okay. Would you rather attend an SPE conference for networking or an SPE conference for technical knowledge? Simeon, you can begin the timer.
Networking.
Okay. Are you a morning person or an evening person?
Evening person.
Would you rather work from home or work from the office?
Work from home.
Okay. Do you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert?
More of an extrovert.
Okay. Okay. I know you worked in the banking industry. So banking or engineering?
Engineering.
Okay.
That's a tough one.
Do you learn by watching or do you learn by doing?
I learn by watching.
Oh, great. Would you rather live in Nigeria or live abroad?
Live in Nigeria.
Oh, okay. If money wasn't a factor and you could do whatever you wanted to do in this world, what would you be doing?
I'll be cruising.
Okay. What
I'll
is the
take a cruise.
what is the best advice you have ever received?
Patience.
Oh, wow. All right. That is all we have. And you actually answered all the questions within the time. Thank you very much, Ma. Oh, so quickly, I think we can take our pictures. So,
Okay.
just before we take the closing remark, we can all take pictures. Please, everyone, you're encouraged to turn on your camera. Let's see your beautiful faces. And when the call started, there was lights, but now there's no light anymore. All right. So, Simeon, let us know when you you can take the picture.
Okay.
All right. So, everybody, give your best smile rather. SPE,
Clean energy.
SPE.
Clean energy.
Cleaner
Green
energy.
Oh, cleaner. Okay.
Cleaner, yes. It's already clean, so we want it cleaner.
SD, sir. Cleaner energy.
Yes, cleaner energy.
All right. So,
Okay.
Simeon, have you taken the picture?
Yeah, I've done that.
Tessie, I see you. How are you?
Can't speak.
All right. So to take the closing remark, I would welcome the person of our section chair, our chief host, Madam Ngozi Okonkwo, to give what I will call the benediction, but more or less the closing remark. Over to you, Ma.
Hello, good afternoon. Please confirm you can hear me.
We can hear you, Ma.
But we can't
That and
see you.
Okay. Amina, the troublesome babe.
Yes, so.
Oh, Amina, I really want to thank you for hosting us for this wonderful talk, for all the tips you have given us. You know, I know you very well, but I promised that I will not say anything. So I'm keeping my mouth shut in that space. But you know, this Amina, most of the things she said, she started this thing right from secondary school. I know her very, very well. We were in the same class in secondary school. And so she has always been someone who knows what she wants and she really works to get it. And is evident in all her achievements. Thank you to everyone, to all our session directors. I'm really glad to have Engineer Ottman, Engineer Sakwe on this call, our IPC on the call. Thank you for joining, all the board members and everyone. This is a working day and a break time, and we have over 37 people on the call. You know how important it is to us to be doing this. And I'm sure you're leaving this place fully heavy with a lot of tips that will help us to really develop ourselves. This is one key thing SPE does for us. And then we're encouraging everybody on this call who is not an SPE member to join. You will always have time. What I have observed is that when you have a lot to do, somehow energy comes from nowhere and you'll be able to achieve those things. But when you don't have anything doing, you see yourself not being able to, even the little things you have to do, you won't be able to achieve them. And that's the kind of space, the kind of strength being an ST member gives us. So I encourage everyone on this call who are not members to quickly join and start benefiting. Thanks, everyone, and let's have a lovely day. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you, everyone, for joining the call. I wish you a wonderful lunch.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
you.